everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer to the channel, then welcome to you guys. Thank you for being here. This is your watch list for Lotto Friday, February 17th. I put these watch lists out for you guys for free every single day. This one is live. I'm going to start to try and do these live and complete them as live videos for you guys. And that way, if you do have questions or you have things you want to ask me, then that's available for you guys in the chat. So a couple things before we get started here. The screen that you're looking at, that is TradingView. If you are looking for something like this, not right now if you're watching this live, but in the description down below, there will be a link to get this, to get TradingView for a free trial for 30 days. And then if you decide to use it, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So make sure you check that out. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can also join the Discord. That link will be in the description below as well. So Griswold Trading Discord, and 95% of it is free, but everything that I offer to you guys that is fee-based or free, can be found in that Discord. So I do have a Griswold Gold membership. It's $50, or you buy 2 months, you get the third month free, and it's got a 1-hour strat course that I've created for you guys. Live trading bots, the Griswold Strat indicator that I've created for you guys, the top 5 from these lists that I give out, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get started on this list. We're going to start with American Airlines. So normally when I do these videos for you guys, the list is already set up. In this case, it's not. So this is my main watch list right here that you see on the right hand side, and I usually go through these, and if there's a setup, I mark the little flag here in blue, and if not, then we just skip on. So again, see there's a couple people in the room. If you have questions, make sure you are leaving them in the comment section or in the live chat. Marlon B's back again. Thanks, Marlon, for joining in. Yes, we're live again. I think this is probably going to be how I do it from now on, but we'll see how things go with it. If people like it, if they don't, we'll see how it goes. So American Airlines, we can go through there. There's nothing on AAL. We move on to Apple. There's nothing that I'm going to shoot for on Apple. Airbnb, same thing. Adobe, nothing. AFRM. So AFRM has that inside. There we go. AFRM has that inside bar. And so again, for the people who are new and don't know what that inside bar is, the inside bar does not break the high or the 1 bars. You see these candlestick numbers here, as well as this time frame continuity and the fact that the inside bar is painted yellow, outside bars here painted white. That's all part of the indicator that I've created for you guys. But the inside bar, guys, it doesn't break the high, and we're going to mark these out for you. It doesn't break the high. Where are we here? And we'll change those to green. So it does not break the high, and it does not break the low of the previous candle. So it's a consolidating candle. Bill S. says, can you provide your list of stocks you screen? Yeah, it's on the right-hand side. We're going through them right now, Bill. So inside bar, it doesn't break the high, it doesn't break the low. It's a consolidating candle. It's a tightening range. So when we have that, when you see this yellow bar, I want you guys to think of a spring being compacted, loaded, tightened, squished down. And when you release that force, you're expecting that this thing explodes to one direction or the other. So this inside bar here didn't really have that effect. And again, it doesn't always work out, but it's probability. So the probabilities are that we're looking for this to trigger and hit targets on any of the inside bars. Here's a great example here. We had this inside bar, we triggered, and we hit targets, and not multiple targets, but we hit the target plus. And that's all we're really looking for, guys. And these things are, again, based off of probability. And every strategy, every trade that someone shows you is based off of probability, because when this next candle opens right here, we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know if it's going 2 up. We don't know if it's going 2 down. We don't know if it's going to stay inside bar. So if it does go 2 up and it reverses on it, how good are you at managing your risk? And that's where the good traders really shine through, is managing their risk. Yeah, Marlon B just said I should send a notification 30 minutes before you go live to give us a heads up. I don't always know, guys. It's tough for me with 2 kids to do that. So I kind of hop on when I have the chance. I know that 30 minutes would be really helpful. Most times I can probably do it around like 4 Eastern, and that's probably what I will be doing. But last couple days, it's kids are having some days off here, and we got a long weekend coming up. So, anyways, back to this inside bar. We're going to look for calls at 1440, puts at 1353, and the targets just get marked out at the highs or the lows of the preceding candle, and that's all we look for. So we look for those big explosions off of the inside bars, and I always tell people, if you're struggling with trading, if you're new to trading, if you're looking something that's a little bit easier, I always concentrate on the inside bars because you can take the breaks of the high or the low, and I think they're really easy to spot, especially when you have that yellow bar there. They're super easy to spot. So AFRM we can throw on the list, and we'll move on here to AMC. So AMC, I have no plays. AMD, nothing. Amazon, nothing. Activision's not something that I would give you guys a setup for. BA, there's nothing there. Alibaba, nothing there. BAC, we can have this. We've got a 2 up that finished red. So when I'm looking at that, I'm looking for that to trend down. And can this be a 2 up green and still trend down? Yes, it sure can. But when it's red, it just gives me more probability or higher probability that this trade is going to work out. So Bill, go look at any of the review videos. He asked where the stop losses are. Go check out the review videos, because what I tell you guys to do and what I do is I set the triggers and the targets on a higher time frame, and then I go manage it on a smaller time frame. So my stop losses aren't on the daily chart. My stop losses are on the 15-minute. Well, for me, it's a 5-minute chart. Some guys don't like to use the 5 to manage. Some people like to use the 10, the 15, the 30. But my stop losses, that's where they are. They're on those charts. They're not on the daily chart. So go check out those review videos, and you'll find out where those stop losses go. I just did a short video on a DIA trade we took earlier this week. So if you go look at that short, it's a minute long. It tells you exactly where to put your stop loss, okay? So that's Bank of America. We can look for puts at 35.22. How do you know? There we go. Sorry, guys. 35.22 on BAC. We move on to Bed Bath & Beyond. No setup. BIDU. I'm not going to give you a setup there with that doji candle. We're going to leave it alone. Beyond, I'm not going to give you a setup there. C, that's Citibank, okay? So Citibank, we're going to set some triggers. We are going to set some targets. There we go. We're going to give one more here. That one, and we're going to change that one to yellow. And there we go. Inside bar again. And just, oops. Just like we looked at on the previous inside bar, we look for that big break. So this is the exact play that we're looking for. We're looking to open and then have this big break to one side or the other where we trigger, we hit targets, and we hit targets. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So same thing on Citigroup, where we have this inside bar. We've got really good time frame continuity to the upside. Does it mean it's going to go that way? It doesn't. But if it does, it gives me more or a higher probability that the trade's going to work out in our favor. So calls at 51.83, puts at 51.10, and the targets are marked out for you guys on Citibank. I'm just going to move this up. And we'll move on to CAT. Has an inside bar, but I'm not going to put this as a setup on the watch list. You guys can do it if you want, but CAT usually has a higher premium and a wider spread between the bid and the ask. So when those spreads are too wide, I don't like playing them. Doesn't mean you guys can't, but the reason I don't like it is because I buy market order and I sell market order. Because I like to get into these trades, I like to make my money, and I like to get out. I don't want to have to sit in front of a screen all day. Doesn't make any sense to do that. So CCL, 2 down red, there's nothing. Chewy, same thing. CL, this one, so this one could potentially, this thing. CL could potentially be a setup, okay, and I'll show you why. We have this 2 down that finished green, but, there's a but. That's my but. The target is very small, and the next target is way up here. Okay, so not something that I'm going to put on the list, so we're just going to skip by it, but I wanted to make sure I ran through that with you guys. Comcast, nothing there. CMG, CRM, nothing. Cisco, nothing. CVS, nothing. CVX, nothing. Datadog, nope. DIA, nothing. Disney, DraftKings. Okay, DraftKings, we've got something here. So let's go into DraftKings. Let's give us a trigger for the 2-up that finished red. Let's give us a target. And there you go. Put at 17.21. First target at $16.75 on DraftKings. So DraftKings we can put on our list. Let me just highlight that with blue. There we go. Dollar Tree, again, inside bar, but it's similar to CAT. The spreads are wide, the premiums are high. So, again, you can use this one if you want. Not something I usually give you guys on the list. DocuSign, nothing. DWAC, I haven't played in a long time. So, eBay, here's one on eBay with that 3-1 setup. So, it's basically an inside bar setup, guys. But it's got that outside bar preceding it. So let me mark the targets out for you, and we'll go back in time, and I'll just show you guys real quick. This is a rare setup, and it's highlighted in yellow for you guys right here, part of the indicator that I created for you guys. And again, if we just go back in time and look, and we see the last one we had, the 3-1, this was it here, and it, again, 3-1 set up to an outside bar. So again, I thought this one worked out a little bit better. It didn't. I was looking at this candle. So these setups, they don't happen very often. They're rare. We have to go far back in time usually to find these things just because they don't exist everywhere. So here's a 3-1. Let's zoom in on it and see what we had. So again, this one was a good trade. 3-1, outside bar, inside bar. We opened, we triggered, just missed targets, but it was a really, really nice run off of that trigger. So that's what we look for. Essentially, it's just an inside bar, but it is preceded with an outside bar, which again is a rare pattern. Doesn't happen very often. So the calls would be at 49.19, puts at 48.29. Now, if you guys are still watching this, the trigger I would take on this for calls would be something like a 49 or a 49.50. I take closest expiry. You guys don't have to, but that's what I like to do. Puts at 48.29. I'd be looking at likely a $48 trigger on this, or 48.50. Sorry, not trigger, strike price. So that's the setup on eBay. We can go ahead and mark that on our watch list with the blue. Nothing on Etsy. EW, nothing. Ford has an outside bar, so there's nothing doing there. Fubo, nothing. GE, so again, we come into these inside bars again. So there are a lot of them here, and again, I haven't gone through any of this stuff, guys. This is all, I'm sifting through this just as I would sift through normally at the end of the day. So inside bar, we've got really nice full time frame continuity on GE. So calls at 84.54, puts at 82.98. We were inside bar last week, and we did break up 2 up on the week. So if you would have played this, what is this, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, if you would have played this on Monday as a swing play, you would have done really well, because we hit Monday, we broke, Tuesday we went higher, Wednesday we went even higher, and Thursday we came back to this inside bar. So we'll see if we have this little consolidation pullback and have a continuation up on the week on GE. So we can mark that on our Friday watch list, if I can mark it out here correctly. There we go. General Motors, there's nothing there. GME, nothing. Google, GS, so Goldman Sachs, again, we have these inside bars. Okay, so there's the trigger to the top, trigger to the bottom. The top side doesn't look great with that first target. Towards the end of week, do you look at the week? No. So I wouldn't look for a weekly swing for this week starting today. That makes 0 sense. I would wait for the following week, and look for a setup there. I mean, if you want to try and play a 2-2 continuation up or down, that's fine. But I wouldn't be entering a weekly swing trade for this week on a Friday. I probably wouldn't even enter it on a Thursday, to be honest with you. So that's Goldman Sachs. Home Depot, we're going to take that one off the list. Man, what is going on here? Okay, we're going to continue on here. Hood, nothing. IBM, 2 down red. There's nothing there. INTC, nothing. IWM, JP Morgan, 3-1 setup on JPM. So it looks like the banks have a lot of inside bar setups or potential plays. So puts at 141.68. Do you guys like this live stuff? Does it work out for you guys okay, or do you prefer the pre-recorded videos? What do you guys prefer? So 3-1 setup here. We can look for calls at 143.39, puts at 141.68, targets marked out for you. I mean, look, what do you mean look at the weekly candle, Bill? In terms of what? What are we talking about? Okay, let's move on to Coke here. Nothing on Coke. Lucid has a 2-up red, so here's something we can look at for Lucid, and we put our trigger at the bottom. It's a 2-up red, so we're looking for that 2-2 reversal. Trigger at 10.62 for the puts. First target at 10.10. Day, then week, then month. So, Bill, when I'm trading on the daily chart, because my trades are so short, you know, three minutes, call it a minute to an hour is what I'm looking for on a trade, and then I'm out. I don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care what the week is. I'm more concerned for me. Now, this is just me. It doesn't have to be you guys. For me, the hourly and the daily are what's really important to me. That's what I'm looking for to be in the same direction. If I have anything other than that, like if I have the week, the month, the quarterly, and the yearly all in the same direction, I consider that a bonus, and all I mean by that is it just gives me more probability that the trade is going to work out in my favor. So am I paying attention to the week? Not so much, but again, if it's there, I'm okay with it. Okay, I don't know if that answered your question or not, hopefully. So LTHM, nothing. Lulu you can put on here as a potential trade, but Lulu, again, has a higher premium set on it, so we're going to leave it off. The spreads are also a little bit wider on it, okay? Love, I'm not going to put that one on there. Let's go to Lyft. So Lyft has an inside bar as well. So again, we can mark our triggers out on there. If you guys are doing this together, then that's great. But let's put triggers there and trigger there, and then you guys can mark out your target to the bottom side. Let's move this up. And we'll move on to Macy's. So Macy's looked like it has an inside bar as well, so we can mark that inside bar out. And then we're just going to place these targets here. And that's your setup for Macy's. So calls at 22.73, puts at 22.26. I'm just trying to mark these off here. They are not complying. There we go. MasterCard again. MasterCard I usually don't give you guys on day setups just because the premiums are higher, the spreads are wider. So nothing on Meta as well. MGM I usually don't give you guys as a play. Monster, same thing. Moderna, there's nothing. Marvel, I don't give out. MS, nothing. Microsoft, MU, Netflix, and Neo. There looks like there's a setup there on Neo. Let me just get rid of these blue flags here. Neo has a 2-up that finished red. Do I have a yellow line here? I don't. So let's just put in a trigger real quick for you guys. Neo's got full time frame continuity to the downside. First target, bottom of the preceding candle. Okay, and then the next target, bottom of the preceding candle. We'll move on to Nike. Nothing there. NVAX. You can use that inside bar in NVAX. It's not a play that I give out most of the time, but we do have time frame continuity to the downside. So NVAX with that inside bar here is something that you guys can look at. NVIDIA, nothing there. Oracle. So Oracle's got a 2 down green. We've got most time frame back to the upside. Delete that inside bar and we'll come to the target there. So that is the setup on Oracle. So almost full time frame continuity to the upside. Triggers 88.27. First target 89.21, just shy of a full dollar move. Let's look at Pfizer. There's nothing there. Pfizer's had a terrible year, and I think I told you guys yesterday you could look at a continuation on Pfizer just because it was full time frame continuity to the downside. So am I going to tell you to do that again? I don't know. It's Lotto Friday, so we'll see what happens. If you like playing 2-2 continuations, sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of this NVIDIA. There we go. If you like playing 2-2 continuations, I know a lot of people don't. I mean, that's okay. That's your prerogative. But you can play it or you cannot play it. Marlon B, where's my baby, the QQQ? Well, if you look, Marlon, we are still in the P's, so we haven't hit Q's yet. We're coming up to it. Procter & Gamble, same thing. You could look for the 2-2 continuation there, but I don't put those on the list. Pinterest, inside bar, and this is almost a shooter candle. So the inside bars, shooter candles, and hammer candles are all actionable signals. So that's what we have here. Inside bar, and this wick is supposed to be 2 times the size of this body. So are we there? It's pretty darn close. But we've got really good time frame continuity to the downside. So pins is something you could look at. I'm not sure on the premiums or the spreads on that, but puts would be good here at 24.81 with first targets at 24.56. We move on to Palantir. There we go. Palantir, we've got a 2-up finish green, so nothing. Plug power, inside bar. So again, I'm not going to mark these out anymore for you guys. You can mark those triggers at the top of the candle and the bottom of the candle and then mark out your targets. But plug power has a setup. We move on to Peloton. Peloton's got a 2-up red. Okay, so same thing. We could put a trigger there as well and see if we can have that 2 continuation down. The 2 down continuation off of the inside bar that was on the week. That's these 2 pink lines. So we can see if we can continue that off of this daily. So it is a shooter candle. It is a 2-up that finished red. So I'll just put in the trigger here real quick for you guys. There we go. That's your trigger at 13.66 on Peloton. PayPal, inside bar on PayPal as well. Time frame to the downside, shooter candle. Targets, that target to the top side sucks. And there's our trigger to the bottom side, and we can move this target down here for you guys. Like so. That's PayPal. QCOM, hey, Marlon B, look at that. There's your QQQ. Coming up, QCOM, nothing doing. QQQ. Again, that's what you got, Marlon. You got a 2 down that finished red, shooter candle. You want to look for the continuation there. We are stuck. These 2 pink lines represent the week, okay? That's my weekly triggers. So inside bar, we are stuck on an inside week. So this considering where we're sitting, is setting up to have a double inside bar on the week. It's a rare pattern, so you can look for that on the weekly chart. If we stick around in that setup, you can look around or watch the swing list because it'll likely be on there. But we'll see how this plays out. Do we move $6? Probably not, and it's even more the other way. So that's a big move on QQQ or the SPY. Normally, what do we have? 309 to 304. So you might get there, you might not. I don't think so. So nothing doing on QQQ. Roblox 2 up red, shooter candle. So again, we can look for that 2 up, 2 down reversal off of Roblox. There's our first target, and then the second target, we have to fill these gaps. You can use this candle as a target, then this one, then this one, then this one, and then this one until that gap is finally filled. Rivian, same thing, 2 up red. So again, your trigger goes here, and that's right at the bottom of the wick, and you got good magnitude to the bottom side on Rivian there. Roku, nothing doing there. Starbucks, same thing, 2 up red, shooter candle, so you can look for that to trend back to the downside. SE, same thing, 2 up red, you can look for a trend to the downside. Shopify, nothing doing there. This one I should take this off here because I don't ever give you guys this as a setup. SLB, same thing. I don't normally give it to you guys. Snap, outside bar. SoFi, inside bar, shooter candle. So again, just mark your triggers very simply. Triggers to the top of the wicks and the bottom of the wicks, and the targets go to the top and the bottom as well. Why can't I get those little flags lit up? Driving me nuts. There we go. And we move on to Space, 2 up red. So again, Space has the exact same setup as a lot of these. And really good magnitude back to that downside at 520 on Space. So again, we'll see how that one plays out for us. SPY, how did SPY end up? 2 down, red on SPY, shooter candle. Similar to the Qs, I believe, is what we had. You can look for this to possibly continue trending down tomorrow. Does it happen? I don't know. But we are, again, there's those 2 pink lines, and we are stuck inside bar. I know that because this yellow circle on my indicator tells me so, that we're stuck on the inside bar. Now, do we get to that bottom? We're not getting to the top of the weekly trigger. We may get to the bottom. It's only a $3 move for us to get down there. So if we get down there, we're out of the inside bar. If we don't, we've got a double inside bar on SPY as well next week. Square, not something I normally give you guys. We move on to Target. Target, nothing. Tesla, nothing. The trade desk has the inside bar. We've gone 2 up on the quarterly. That's what that purple marker is, okay? So starting in January, that's when the 3-month chart started. So we've gone 2 up already on the 3 quarterly chart on TTD. So again, the trade desk is something you could, if I can do this, whoops. Something you could put on your list. We move on to Uber, nothing. Upstart, inside bar if you want to use it. Not something I normally give out to you guys. Visa, again, nothing normally that I give out to you guys. VLO, same thing. WFC, that's Wells Fargo, nothing. Walmart, nothing. XEL is a 2 down green. So we can look for this to trend up. That's XL Energy. Triggers at 67, 66. Then we have our first targets marked out there. XLU, exact same setup. There we go. So this is, again, guys, look, this is the candle I gave out yesterday. I said it was a 2 down green. The probability tells us that we're going to trigger here and target here. Well, we didn't. Okay, we went in the opposite direction, and that's okay. We're going to look for it to do it again. And I don't want you guys ever jumping in on trades, thinking that you have to get in on a trade or you have to trade this day or that day. That's when you start getting into trouble, when you don't follow your plan. Like if you don't see a setup, there's nothing saying that you guys have to take a trade ever. Okay, if you guys don't like it, don't trade it. There's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that's something that you want to jump into. Okay, and again, another thing I always tell you guys, if these daily setups aren't working for you, hop down and trade off of the 15. Okay, and all you have to do, and you can play the previous day or not, but just start looking at this. Okay, do a setup on the 15. Triggers and targets on the 15. Okay, triggers and targets on the 15, but then hop down to the 5 to manage it. Bill S was asking me, how do you manage the trade? Well, this is how I manage the trade. Okay, I set it up on the higher time frames, and then when I'm managing it, I manage it on the smaller time frames. Now you don't have to use the 5. I like the 5 because it reduces my risk the most. It mitigates the risk the most. Might not keep me in the trade the longest, but I don't need to stay in the trade the longest. If I jump into a trade and I'm in that trade for 15, 20, 30 minutes and I made 40 or 50%, I don't need to trade anymore for that day. Okay, that 40 or 50% does exactly what I needed it to do. So again, don't be greedy, because greed is going to lose you money. I will almost guarantee you that. If you're holding a trade, being greedy, and it might work here or there, but if you're holding consistently on trades, you're probably going to lose more than again, it's all probability, but you're probably going to lose more than you win if you continue to hold on trades. And again, that's personal experience. For me, might not be the same for you, but that's what I found to have happen. Okay, so if you can get 40 or 50% and you get stopped out, stop out. Okay, and you can look for the next one, or you shut her down for the day and trade again the next day. Marlon, did you mean the 15 or the 16? You said 16, but I think you meant 15. Anyways, we'll keep moving on here. So we'll go to XLV, nothing there. XLV, that's a ETF for healthcare, and it's shooter candle, full time frame to the downside. So again, can you play the continuation on that? Sure. It's something you want to do, go ahead. Exxon, there's nothing there. XOP has a 2-up that finished red. That's the oil and gas ETF from Spider. And very simply, whoops, there. Triggers, targets, manage on a smaller time frame. That's it. Okay, XOP. And that's it, guys. So again, if you're new to this channel, thank you guys for sticking through this long. If you've been with me for a while, thank you guys again for sticking through and sticking with me for this long. Make sure you're subscribed. You can follow me on Twitter. Click the bell. The bell will give you notifications for when these videos do come out. Okay, or if I set up a video for future use or future live videos, that bell will give you the notifications for when they do come out. So again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're checking out all the learning tools on the channel. I've got well over 100 learning tools. A lot of the videos are that I have on the channel. I think I've got like 600, but most of them are these daily watch lists. But I have about 100, and I've broken them down into playlists for you guys, so you know exactly what you should be looking for. Whether you're looking at the learning tools playlist or the beginners playlist, or if you're looking how to trade without indicators, what the time frame continuity is, how to draw broadening formation and what they are and how they work, how to trade inside bars, outside bars, the 30 and 30 strategy, the orb, okay, the opening range breakout, how to play gaps. Like if we look at, Apple, for example, and Apple opens up way down here at this purple line, this is the 50% marker for the week. That's also part of my indicator. But if we look at Apple and Apple gaps down on the day, well, how do you trade that? I've got videos for that. I've got a whole playlist that have 3 videos that show those examples on how to play that. And it's basically called the orb, and I play it off of the 15. But some people like to play it off of the 5, the 3, the 30. Somebody asked me the other day in the live room if he could play it off the hourly, and that's fine too. But watch those videos so that you know when we gap, that's how you can possibly play the gap, okay? So if you guys need help, make sure you're asking me down below. Comment ask me on Twitter or get in on the Discord and you can ask me there as well. Okay? So if you guys don't have TradingView, the link is down below. Get in on the Discord if you want extra help, live one-on-ones. That's part of the Griswold Gold membership. The top 5 from the list we went through today, that's part of the membership. I create a 1-hour strat course for you guys. It takes you right from the beginner steps to the more difficult stuff like the broadening formations. That's in there. Live trading bots. So it'll give you live trades throughout the day on tickers like Tesla, SPY, QQQ, DIA, CCL. I think Ford is in there. And then if DIA, if I didn't say that. And if you guys want other tickers added into there and you're part of the membership group, I have no problem doing that for you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck trading on Lotto Friday. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm out tomorrow. We are basically in the mountains today, tomorrow, and Saturday. So thank you guys very much, and we will see you all on the next one.